Apple just made a decision that's going to cost you $200, not because of tariffs, not because of chip prices, because they moved a launch date. The iPhone 18 Pro is in mass production right now. September is confirmed, and the regular iPhone 18 is spring 2027. That gap, that deliberate, calculated gap, is the most important thing Apple has done this year, and almost nobody is framing it correctly. There's also one spec on this phone that's quietly changing who gets the full AI experience and who doesn't. We'll get there, but let me show you the full picture first. The iPhone 18 Pro has officially entered mass production. Foxconn is running full recruitment drives right now, bonuses, returning worker incentives, the whole seasonal ramp. September is the target, likely September 8th or 9th at Apple Park with a new CEO on stage for the first time. But this isn't a normal iPhone launch. And once you see the full picture and the pricing, the AI angle, the display situation, you'll realize Apple has been planning this for a while. Let's start with the biggest story. Apple is not launching the full iPhone 18 lineup in September. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max coming in September, as always. The standard iPhone 18 and iPhone 18, spring 2027, possibly April. Now, every tech publication will frame this as a supply chain decision, a logistics story. It's not. This is a pricing decision wearing a logistics costume. Here's how it actually works. Every September, millions of people hit the end of their 12, 24, or 36-month carrier contracts. They're ready to upgrade. They're expecting a new iPhone to exist. And this September, there's only one new iPhone available, the Pro, which starts at an estimated $1,299. The standard iPhone 17 was $799. The iPhone 18 won't exist until spring, so Apple hasn't raised the price of the iPhone 18. They've just quietly removed the cheaper option from the room. That's the $200 impatience tax. And most people are going to pay it, not because they chose the Pro, because the alternative is waiting 6 months. And here's where it gets more interesting. iOS 27 is launching alongside the iPhone 18 Pro, and it brings the most significant Apple Intelligence upgrade yet. Real large language model processing, a new Siri that actually works, the features they've been promising for 2 years. The catch, 12 gigabytes of RAM, that's the minimum to run the full suite locally and privately. The iPhone 18 Pro has 12 gigabytes. The iPhone 17, most models, does not. So if you want the full Apple Intelligence experience in fall 2026, there's exactly one phone that gives it to you, the $1,299 one. Now, I'm not saying it's cynical, I'm saying it's effective. And the two things, the split launch and the memory requirement, aren't unrelated. They're the same strategy executed from two different angles. One removes the affordable option from the shelf. The other makes the expensive option feel necessary. Okay, something actually surprising. Apple is getting its OLED panels about 20% cheaper this year. The iPhone 17 Pro Max display cost Apple somewhere around $80 per unit. This year, they're targeting $66 to $70. And these aren't downgraded panels. Samsung Display is using their M16 organic material. Better luminous efficiency, better color, longer lifespan. Apple is literally paying less and getting more. So the phone gets cheaper to make and the price goes up. How does that work? Memory. The A20 chip, Apple's first 2 nanometer processor, costs significantly more to produce. Reports suggest the shift from 3 nanometer to 2 nanometer adds around $35 per chip. That's a 70% increase in chip cost alone. The display savings get absorbed. They don't reach you. Current estimates still put the iPhone 18 Pro at $1,299, the Pro Max at $1,399, $200 more than last year across the board. A few more things worth knowing because these are getting buried. First, the iPhone 18 Pro is reportedly thicker and heavier than the 17 Pro, around 9 millimeters thick, approximately 240 grams. Not dramatic, but it's undramatic, but the direction has reversed. Second, under display. Face ID is coming. The dynamic island shrinks. The front camera moves to the upper left corner. Color-wise, dark cherry is the headline. Blue, silver, and dark gray are reportedly in the mix. Dark gray. So possibly good news for everyone who was upset about losing darker options last year. Third, and this one is the most underrated point in this whole story. If you're thinking about buying an iPhone 17 as a holiday gift this December, be careful. The iPhone 18 arrives in spring, possibly April. It ships with full 12 GB AI support out of the box. When that happens, the iPhone 17's resale value drops. And it drops fast. A holiday iPhone 17 purchase in December 2026 might look very different by March 2027. That's worth knowing before you pull the trigger. One more thing, and this one I genuinely think is underexplained in every other video right now. The iPhone 18 Pro is getting a variable aperture main camera. Variable aperture means the lens opening physically adjusts like a DSLR, more light in dark scenes, tighter aperture in bright conditions for sharper detail. Computational photography is great, but this is optical control, the kind that used to live in cameras that cost thousands of dollars. On a phone, that's actually significant, and it's getting less attention than the price rumors, which is a little backwards. So here's where I land. The iPhone 18 Pro, based on everything we know, is genuinely impressive hardware. The A20 chip, the variable aperture camera, under display Face ID, a display that's technically better despite costing Apple less. These aren't spec bumps, but the situation around the phone is deliberate. The split launch, the AI memory gate, the $200 price increase. Apple has architected this cycle to maximize what you spend. And knowing that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy it. It means you should buy it knowing exactly what you're doing. If your contract ends in September and you want the best Apple has right now, the iPhone 18 Pro is the call, no question. If you can wait until spring and you don't need the AI features immediately, the iPhone 18 will be worth it at a lower price. And if someone is considering an iPhone 17 as a holiday gift this December, send them this video first because the math changes in April, and I'd rather you know now than find out after